"You're a burden now, Mom." That's what my son screamed in front of our entire family at a barbecue, just before he shoved me off my own porch. But here's what he didn't know. I found a forged deed in his truck. He planned to steal my house, the home I built with my late husband's inheritance, brick by brick. And my daughter-in-law? She was in on it too. I'm 77 years old. I raised 2 kids, buried a husband, and spent 40 years teaching. I've stayed quiet long enough. In this video, you'll see how I exposed their betrayal, uncovered a secret hidden inside our family Bible, and reclaimed not just my home, but my dignity. I held the real deed high at the county fair and burned his fake one in front of the whole town. Minutes later, the police arrested him. If you've ever felt invisible, unappreciated, or betrayed by the people you love most, don't scroll away. This story might just change everything. Before I take you deeper into this story, can I ask, where are you watching from right now? Are you at home, maybe curled up on the couch, or out on a walk with your earbuds in? Let me know in the comments below, even just a quick hello, or how you're feeling today. I read each one, and it means more than you think. Now come along with me. This one's close to the heart. My orchard hums with summer life. But Derek's email casts a cold shadow. I'm out in the garden, my pruning shears snipping at the apple trees. The air's thick with the scent of pink blossoms, and the Shenandoah Valley stretches before my country house, all rolling hills and blue haze. It's June 10th, 2024, and the sun warms my shoulders, easing the ache in my joints. At 77, I'm no spring chicken, but this place keeps me young. This house, with its wraparound porch and creaky floors, is my sanctuary. I bought it with Tom's inheritance, back when we dreamed of growing old together. He's been gone 10 years now, taken by a heart attack in 2014, but I feel him in every board, every bloom. I pause, wiping sweat from my brow, and think of the sacrifices. I gave up my art, those watercolors I loved, to teach school and keep us afloat. Tom's illness drained us. And then there was Derek, my boy, with his big dreams. I poured my savings into his tech startup, believing in him. It flopped, and he never forgave me for the long hours I worked, as if I had a choice. My fingers tighten on the shears, the metal cool against my palm. I shake my head, letting the memory drift like the petals falling around me. Inside, the kitchen smells of apple pie, cooling on the counter. Bluegrass music twangs softly from the radio, and I pour sweet tea, the glass sweating on the wicker table out on the porch. My tablet chimes, breaking the quiet. An email from Derek. My heart lifts, then sinks. His messages are rare and never warm. I open it, my eyes scanning the screen. "Mom, we need to talk about the house. Appraisal soon?" The words are curt, like a business memo. No, "How are you?" No, "Love, Derek." My chest tightens, a dull ache spreading. An appraisal? Why now? I sit hard in the rocker, tea forgotten. Derek's bitterness flashes in my mind, his voice sharp at Thanksgiving, blaming me for his wasted childhood. "You were always at school, Mom," he'd said, his eyes cold. I wanted to tell him about the nights I cried, scraping pennies for his sneakers, his college, but I didn't. I never do. My fingers hover over the tablet, trembling. Appraisal. The word feels like a threat, hinting at greed I can't quite name. He mentioned a consultant meeting. What's that about? I text Ethan, my grandson, needing a tether to hope. "Miss you, sweetie," I type, my thumb slow. "How's college?" His reply pings back fast. "Miss you, Grandma. Tell me an orchard story soon." I smile, picturing his freckled grin. At 19, he's all heart, always asking about the trees, the house, the stories I spin about Tom and me planting the first saplings. Ethan's love keeps me grounded, a reminder of why I fight to stay here. The porch creaks under my weight as I stand, my eyes drifting to the living room through the screen door. There, on a dusty shelf, sits the old family Bible Tom loved, its leather covers cracked, heavy with years. He'd read it every Sunday, his voice soft, like he was sharing secrets with God. I haven't opened it since he passed, Something about it feels too sacred, too full of truths I'm not ready for. I brush off the thought, but unease coils in my gut, like a storm brewing over the Blue Ridge. I sip my tea, the sweetness sharp on my tongue. Derek's email gnaws at me, his coldness a wound I can't soothe. I gave him everything, my time, my dreams, my heart. And now he wants the house? This place is more than wood and land. It's where I raised him, where Tom and I laughed, where I still find myself. I set the glass down, the clink loud in the quiet. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe he's just planning a visit. But my heart whispers otherwise. A mother's instinct honed by years of loving a son who turned away. Did I build this home for them or for me? The question hangs, unanswered, as the radio fades to static. A low rumble cuts through, a pickup truck climbing my drive. My pulse quickens. Is Derek here already? Derek's boots thud on my porch. His smile hides a knife. I stand at the kitchen counter, pouring sweet tea into glasses, the ice clinking softly. The living room's cozy, with faded quilts draped over the couch, and the stone fireplace cold but familiar. Sunlight streams through lace curtains, painting golden patches on the oak floor. Outside, the orchard hums with bees, the apple trees swaying in a gentle Virginia breeze. My hands move slow, steady, but Derek's email from yesterday gnaws at me like a splinter I can't pull out. That family Bible on the shelf, its cracked leather gleaming faintly, tugs at my thoughts. Tom used to say it held our story, but I haven't opened it since he passed. Maybe it's hiding something. Truths Derek's moving too fast for me to find. The screen door creaks, and Derek's broad frame fills the doorway, his boots heavy on my porch boards. Emily follows, her heels clicking, her eyes darting over the room like she's pricing it. Derek's smile is wide, too wide, the kind he used when he wanted something as a boy. "Morning, Mom," he says, voice smooth as honey. Emily nods, her blonde hair perfect, her smile tight. They're unannounced, and my stomach twists. I set the tea tray down, the glasses rattling. "Didn't expect you today," I say, keeping my tone light. Derek shrugs, scanning the orchard through the window. "Thought we'd drop by, talk about the future." I gesture to the couch, and they sit, Derek sprawling, Emily perched like a bird ready to fly. "The future?" I ask, settling into my armchair, its cushions worn soft. Derek leans forward, elbows on his knees. "This house, Mom. It's a lot for you now. Green Meadows Retirement Home. Heard of it? It's time to simplify." His words are gentle, but they cut, sharp and cold. Emily nods, her eyes on the orchard. "It's beautiful there, Clara. They've got activities, nurses. You'd love it." Her voice is sweet, but it stings, like she's already moving me out. Imagine your own child planning your future. Without asking what you want, you think you know what's coming, but some betrayals don't start with yelling. If you've ever felt pushed aside when all you gave was love, drop a 5 in the comments. What happens next still makes my chest tighten. I think of the years I worked, teaching late to pay for Derek's dreams, missing Emily's graduation because of a double shift. They don't see that. They see an old woman, a burden. I sip my tea, the sweetness sharp, and steady my hands. "I manage fine," I say, voice firm. "My garden keeps me busy, yoga too." Derek's smile fades, his jaw tightening. "You're too old to manage this place, Mom," he snaps, his tone biting now. "It's too big, too much work." Emily chimes in, softer, but no kinder. "It's for your own good, Clara." My chest aches, their words slicing through the love I poured into them. I gave up my art, my nights, my everything for Derek's startup, for Emily's tuition. And now this house, Tom's dream, my home, is just too much? They stand to leave, Derek tossing a Green Meadows brochure on the coffee table, its glossy pages gleaming. "Think it over, Mom," he says, his eyes not meeting mine. Emily hesitates, then follows, her heels clicking out. I pick up the brochure, my fingers brushing a handwritten note tucked inside. Sale, 1.2 Messrs. Dr. Holt, urgent. My breath catches. Holt? A doctor? For what? The paper trembles in my hand, suspicion curling like smoke. This isn't care. It's a plan, and I'm not part of it. Alone, the house feels too quiet. The bees hum outside a faint buzz. I grab my phone, dialing Henry, my secret for 30 years. His voice, warm and steady, answers on the second ring. Clara, you okay? I clutch the brochure, the note crinkling. Derek and Emily were here, I say, my voice low. They want me in a retirement home. Found a note about a Dr. Holt in a sale. Henry, I'm scared. He pauses, then says, I'm coming tomorrow, don't sign anything. His words are a lifeline, but my heart still races. Henry's been my rock, our love hidden to spare Derek's judgment of his father. Did I hide too much? I sink into the armchair, the lace curtains fluttering as evening crickets start their song. The brochure lies open, that note glaring up at me. Dr. Holt, urgent. My home, my life, reduced to a dollar sign. I think of Emily, how she stood by Derek, not seeing the mother who worked herself raw. Of Derek, my boy, now a stranger with greedy eyes. Am I their mother or just their caretaker? My phone buzzes, a text from Derek to Emily, left open on my screen from his carelessness. Holt's ready. My pulse spikes. Who's Holt and what's he ready for? Derek's voice roars, You're a burden, Mom! My heart cracks. The backyard buzzes with laughter, but it feels hollow. Picnic tables are draped in checkered cloths, red and white like a county fair. Smoke curls from the barbecue, mingling with the orchard's sweet breeze. Apple blossoms drifting like confetti. I stand by the grill, flipping burgers, the sizzle loud in my ears. My hands tremble, not from age, but from Derek's visit yesterday, that Green Meadows brochure burning a hole in my mind. The family Bible inside, untouched on its shelf, seems to whisper. Tom said it held our truths, but I'm afraid to look. What if its secrets can't heal the wound Derek's carving? Relatives mill about, cousins, aunts, neighbors, plates piled with coleslaw and cornbread. I smile, nodding at their chatter about church suppers and harvest festivals, but my eyes keep darting to Derek. He's by the oak tree, beer in hand, his broad shoulders tense. Emily's beside him, her sundress bright, her laugh too sharp. They're talking low, heads close, and my stomach knots. I catch snippets. Sale price? Soon. My cheeks flush, the spatula shaking in my grip. I gave everything for Derek, my art, my nights, my savings for his startup that crashed. And Emily, who never forgave me for missing her graduation, stands there, complicit. I turn to serve a burger, but Derek's voice cuts through, loud and cruel. Mom's a burden now, he shouts, his words slashing the air. The crowd hushes, forks pausing mid-bite. This house is wasted on her, sitting here alone, hoarding it. My breath catches, cheeks burning as eyes turn to me. Emily nods, her lips tight, urging him on. It's true, Clara, you can't keep up. I clutch the spatula, its handle slick with sweat. A burden? I worked double shifts, skipped meals, poured my soul into them. My heart pounds, hurt swelling like a bruise. I step forward, voice steady despite the ache. This house is my life's work, I say, loud enough for all to hear. I raised you here, Derek, paid for your dreams. His eyes narrow, face twisting. Dreams you ruined with your endless work, he snarls. He strides toward me, hand outstretched, and shoves my shoulder. I stumble, hip banging the table, plates rattling. Gasps ripple through the crowd. This house is mine, he roars, his breath hot with beer. My chest tightens, pain sharp, but something sparks. Defiance, raw and fierce. Evelyn Brooks, my friend since teaching days, pushes through, her silver hair glinting. That's enough, Derek, she snaps, her voice firm like when she scolded students. She steadies me, her hand warm on my arm, and glares at him. You're shaming your mama in front of kin. Derek freezes, jaw clenched, then stalks off, Emily trailing, her unease flickering. Evelyn calms the crowd, her laugh easing the tension, but my pulse races. I clutch my chest, resolve hardening. I won't let him take my home, my heart. The guests trickle out, their goodbyes soft, pity in their eyes. Evelyn stays, helping stack chairs, her face lined with worry. We sit on the porch, the barbecue smoke fading, night crickets chirping. I lost my girl for years, Evelyn says, voice low. Thought she'd never forgive me for being too busy, but we found our way back. You can too, Clara, but you gotta fight. Her words stir me, her own reconciliation a mirror to my hope. I nod, throat tight. As she leaves, I spot Derek's keys on the table, dropped in his haste. A tag dangles, Holt apt. My fingers close around them, suspicion flaring. Holt again. What scheme's he weaving? Did I raise him, or did he erase me? The question claws at me, unanswered as I pocket the keys. A car door slams in the drive, sharp in the quiet. My heart skips. Is Derek back already? Derek's keys jingle in my trembling hand. They might unlock his betrayal. I sit on Evelyn's porch, the rocking chair creaking under me. Her farmhouse, just a mile from mine in Shenandoah Valley, smells of coffee and lavender. Mason jars line the shelves inside, glinting in the afternoon light. The air's warm, but my skin prickles. Derek's keys heavy in my palm. His voice from the barbecue, "You're a burden, Mom," echoes, his push still stinging my hip. That family Bible back home, its leather cover cracked, haunts me. Tom said it held our truths, but I've left it closed too long. What if it could save my home from Derek's greed? Evelyn sets a coffee mug before me, steam curling up, her silver hairs pulled back, her eyes sharp like when we taught together. I clutch the keys, my voice tight. Derek shoved me, Evelyn, said I'm a burden, wants the house. Her lips press thin, and she sits, her hand on mine. I heard about his debts, Clara, she says, voice low. That tech business you funded, it's drowning him. Folks at the farmer's market say he's desperate. My heart lurches. I poured my savings into his startup, believing in his dreams. Now he repays me with betrayal? Anger flickers, hot and sharp, replacing yesterday's hurt. Check his car, honey, Evelyn urges, her gaze steady. Men like him leave trails. Her words carry weight, carved from her own pain. She lost her daughter for years, too busy teaching to notice the rift, but they mended it. Her hope fuels mine, but fear gnaws too. I nod, sipping coffee, its bitterness matching my mood. I found a tag on his keys, I say, showing her the Holt apt scribble. Evelyn frowns. Holt? Sounds trouble. You need to dig, Clara. My fingers tighten around the mug, resolve sparking. If you had a feeling something was wrong, would you dare follow it, even if it meant uncovering your own child's betrayal? What I was about to find, it didn't just shake me. It changed everything. If you're still here, drop a 6 in the comments, because this next part still makes my hands shake. Sometimes love blinds us, but truth, it never lies. Night falls as I slip back to my house, the orchard shadows dancing under a single lamp's glow. Crickets chirp, a restless hum. Derek's pickup still parked by the barn, left after his storm out. My heart pounds, but I creep forward, keys in hand. The car door clicks open, the cab smelling of leather and stale coffee. I fumble in the glove box, my fingers brushing a folded paper. I pull it out, my breath catching. It's a deed, my house, my orchard, but Derek's name scrawled as owner, signed by a Dr. Raymond Holt. My knees buckle, anger flaring like a struck match. How dare he? I whisper, voice shaking. This isn't my deed. It's a lie, forged to steal my life. I stumble inside, the lamp casting long shadows. My hands shake as I dial Henry, my secret love for 30 years. His voice answers, warm but firm. Clara, what's wrong? I grip the forged deed, words spilling out. I found a fake deed in Derek's car, Henry. Says he owns my house, signed by a Dr. Holt. Henry pauses, then says, Holt's bad news, Clara. A doctor with a rap sheet for shady deals. I'm coming tomorrow. Don't let Derek know you found it. His calm steadies me. but my jaw clenches. Henry's kept our love hidden, fearing Derek's scorn for Tom, but now I need his strength more than ever. I sink onto the couch, the forged deed crumpled in my fist. Anger burns, but my eyes drift to the family Bible on the shelf. Its cover seems to glow in the lamplight, calling me. I cross the room, heart racing, and lift it, dust tickling my nose. The pages fall open and a yellowed note slips out, fluttering to the floor. My breath hitches. It's a scribble in Tom's hand. True deed safe. Is my home still mine or already stolen? I bend to pick it up, but the note's words blur in the dim light. What does it say? The Bible's note bears my name. A deed. Derek's lies can't stand against this. I sit in the Shenandoah Valley Hospital, the sterile hallway humming with beeping monitors and the faint scent of cafeteria coffee. My hands grip the armrests, arthritis nagging, but my mind's sharp as ever. Derek's forged deed, found last night in his car, burns in my thoughts. It lies a shadow over my home. That yellowed note from the family Bible, tucked in my purse, is my light. Tom's handwriting, true deed safe, promising truth. My anger at Derek's betrayal simmers, but today I'll prove I'm no burden. Dr. Susan Hayes, a kind-eyed woman in her 50s, leads me to an exam room. Her pen scratches softly as she asks me to name the day, count backward, recall a list of words. I answer flawlessly, my voice steady, picturing my orchard's apple trees to keep calm. "You're as clear as a bell, Clara," she says, her smile warm. My chest swells, anger flaring hotter at Derek's scheme. He wants to call me feeble, steal my home with a fake deed signed by some Dr. Holt. My hands clench, nails digging into my palms. I sacrificed my art, my nights for his failed business, and this is my thanks? Dr. Hayes hands me a report, her pen tapping. "No sign of cognitive decline," she says. I nod, fury hardening into resolve. The audience should feel their blood boil at Derek's calculated betrayal. Back home, the living room's warm, the fireplace crackling, casting shadows across the orchard outside. Henry's already there, his gray hair neat, his lawyer's eyes sharp. I pull the Bible's note from my purse, my fingers brushing its worn edges. "Tom wrote this," I say, voice low. Henry examines it, his brow furrowing. A real deed, dated 1989, naming me sole owner of the house and orchard. "This is ironclad, Clara," he says, voice steady. "Derek's forgery won't hold." He pauses, then adds, "Holt's a known crook. Falsified records for cash, my old legal contacts say." My jaw tightens. Henry's kept our love secret for years, fearing Derek's judgment of Tom, but now he's my rock, strategizing to save my home. I rummage through Derek's phone, left in his car's console yesterday. My fingers fumble, heart racing, and I find a voice recording, Derek's voice clear. "Holt, I sent the $5,000. Get the deed done fast." $5,000 to steal my home? My breath catches, anger surging like a tide. The recording's a knife, proof of his greed twisting in my gut. I play it again, his voice cold, calculating. The audience should seethe, imagining a son betraying his mother so callously. I hand the phone to Henry, my hands shaking. "We've got him," he says, eyes glinting. "I'm calling the FBI tomorrow." I slump onto the couch, the fireplace's warmth doing little to ease the chill inside. My eyes fall on Ethan's Christmas card, tucked on the mantel, sent months ago from college. "You're my hero, Grandma," it reads, his sloppy handwriting making me smile. Ethan, with his love for my orchard stories, is why I fight. Not just for me, but for him, for the future. I clutch the card, resolve hardening like steel. Derek may have forgotten what I gave him, but I'll show him I'm not done. Henry squeezes my shoulder, his touch grounding. "We'll stop him, Clara," he says. The wind chimes outside clink softly, the orchard dark beyond the window. Can I outsmart the son I raised? The question lingers as I set the card down, my fingers brushing the real deed. The fireplace crackles, fading to a rustling night wind. My phone buzzes with a voicemail from Derek, his voice urgent. Holt's finalizing the deal. My heart skips. Is time running out? Derek's voicemail chills me, but Emily's guilt might be my way out. I stand in my orchard at dusk, fireflies twinkling like tiny stars among the apple trees. The air's warm, heavy with the scent of blossoms, but my heart races, Derek's voice echoing. Holt's finalizing the deal. The real deed from the Bible, safe in my purse, is my armor, its truth a shield against his lies. But the fight's growing bigger, and I'm not sure I'm ready. I clutch a glass of sweet tea, its coolness grounding me, as Emily's SUV pulls up under the willow tree, its engine ticking as it cools. My anger at Derek's scheme, paying Holt $5,000 for a forged deed, burns hot. But Emily's wavering loyalty sparks a cautious hope. I step toward her, the grass soft under my shoes, and hold up the forged deed, its paper crisp in the fading light. Emily's eyes widen, her face paling under her perfect makeup. "Clara, what's that?" she asks, voice cracking. I keep my gaze steady. "A lie, Emily. Derek's claiming my house with this fake deed." Her breath hitches, and she stumbles back against the SUV. "I thought it was just a sale," she whispers. "Not this." Her words spill out, guilt heavy. She pushed Derek for a bigger house, dreaming of status, not knowing Holt's full scheme. "I was wrong about you," she adds, eyes dropping. "I blamed you for missing my graduation, thought you didn't care." My chest tightens, remembering those double shifts to pay her tuition. My anger spikes, but her remorse softens it, offering a lifeline. The audience should feel torn, furious at her complicity, yet moved by her regret. Henry's truck rumbles up and he steps out, his gray eyes sharp. He introduces Agent Paul Carter, a tall man in his 40s, badge glinting at his belt. We sit on the orchard bench, fireflies dancing around us, and Carter's voice is clipped, professional. "We traced a bank transfer, Clara. Derek paid Holt $5,000 for that deed." My hands clench, tea sloshing in the glass. $5,000 to steal my home? Carter leans forward, his pen tapping a notepad. "Holt's tied to a realtor, Morton, running frauds on elderly homeowners. Your son's in deep." My breath catches, fury surging at Derek's greed, now part of a bigger web. Emily's head bows, her fingers twisting her wedding ring. The audience should seethe, picturing a family's betrayal spun into a criminal plot. But Emily's slumped shoulders hint at redemption, stirring hope. We move to the porch, the orchard dark now, fireflies fading. Emily's voice is low, trembling. "I should have seen your strength, Mom," she says, meeting my eyes. "I'll testify if it helps." I study her, wary but hopeful, and nod. "We'll need you," I say, my voice firm. Henry warns, "Morton's network's wide, Clara. We need to move fast." His hand brushes mine, his love a quiet strength, though we've hidden it to spare Derek's judgment of Tom. I pull out Derek's phone, still in my pocket from yesterday, and find an email from Morton to Derek. "Other properties lined up. Yours next." My pulse quickens, the scheme's scope dawning. This isn't just my home, it's a pattern preying on folks like me. Have I ever been enough for them? The question gnaws as I set the phone down, my fingers cold. I've given Derek and Emily my all, my art, my years, my heart. Now Emily's guilt might save me, but Derek's greed looms larger. The orchard's quiet, broken by a car engine roaring up the drive. Derek storms out, his face twisted, shouting, "Get out of my house, Mom!" My heart pounds. Will I stand my ground? Derek's fist slams my door. He's breaking more than my home. The night air's thick, crickets chirping in the dark orchard outside my Shenandoah Valley house. The living room's lit by a single lamp, its faint glow catching the faded quilts on my couch. The real deed tucked safe in the family Bible is my shield, its truth anchoring me against Derek's lies. But his voicemail from yesterday, Holt's finalizing the deal, rings in my ears, and Emily's whispered offer of help stirs cautious hope. My fingers trace the Bible's cracked cover, Tom's memory lingering in its weight. Can it protect me from the storm Derek's bringing? The door bangs open, Derek's boots stomping in, his face red with fury. "Pack your bags, Mom," he barks, his voice slicing the quiet. "You're going to Green Meadows tonight." My heart lurches, anger flaring hot. I stand, hands shaking, and face him. "This is my home," I say, voice low but firm. He strides to the mantel, snatching the photo frame of me and Tom, our smiles frozen from a 1990 picnic. "You don't need this junk," he snarls, smashing it on the floor. Glass splinters, glinting like tears in the lamplight. My breath catches, a sob choking me. That frame held my heart. Tom's love, my sacrifices for Derek's failed business. The audience should feel their blood boil at his cruelty, trampling a mother's memories. Evelyn's car crunches up the drive, her call from earlier bringing her fast. She bursts in, silver hair wild, eyes blazing. "You're breaking her heart, boy," she snaps, stepping between us, her voice sharp like when she scolded students. Derek freezes, his fist clenched, but Evelyn doesn't flinch. "Shame on you," she says softer now, guiding me to the couch. My phone buzzes. Ethan, my grandson, his voice tight. "Cousin told me what Dad did at the barbecue," he says. "I'm coming soon, Grandma. You're not a burden." His words, warm with loyalty, soothe my raw heart. I clutch the real deed pulled from the Bible and say, "I'm not leaving, Evelyn." My voice is steady, defiance rising. Henry arrives, his calm presence a balm. His gray eyes meet mine, love unspoken but strong. "Holt's been arrested," he says, voice firm, FBI contacts confirming the fraud. Derek's eyes widen, panic flickering across his face. "You're lying," he shouts, but his voice cracks. "This farm's a relic, Mom. I'll be back." He storms out, boots pounding, leaving the broken frame's glass crunching underfoot. Henry kneels, picking up a shard, his hand steadying mine. "We'll stop him, Clara," he says. I nod, anger hardening into resolve. I gave Derek everything, my savings, my dreams, and he repays me by shattering Tom's memory? Evelyn pats my shoulder, her own daughter's reconciliation fueling her fire. "You're stronger than he knows," she says, echoing Ethan's hope. I sit, the deed in my lap, its paper cool against my fingers. A text lights up my phone, from Derek to Holt left open from his carelessness. "Finalize the sale tomorrow." My pulse spikes, the scheme's urgency clear. Is my son lost to greed forever? The question cuts deep as the night wind howls, glass crunching under my slipper. A voicemail pings, Emily's voice whispering, "I'll help you, Clara." But Derek can't know. My heart skips. Can I trust her? Emily's secret offer lights a spark, but Derek's threats darken my path. I sit at the counter of Valley Diner, the griddle sizzling with bacon, farmers in plaid shirts swapping harvest tales over coffee. The Shenandoah County Fair's bluegrass music hums faintly through the open door. Posters tacked to the bulletin board promising carnival rides and pie contests. My fingers trace the real deed in my purse, its truth my weapon for the battle ahead. Derek's voicemail, "I'll help you, Clara," from Emily, still rings in my ears, her whispered promise a flicker of hope. The forged deed's shadow, with its lies about Derek owning my home, fuels my anger, but Emily's guilt might tip the scales. I sip my coffee, its warmth steadying my trembling hands. Emily slides into the booth, her eyes red-rimmed, her usual polish faded. "Clara," she says, voice low, "I was wrong about you." Her words catch, guilt spilling out. "I pushed Derek for a bigger house, thought it'd make us happy. I didn't know about Holt's scheme." Her fingers twist her napkin, shredding it. "I blamed you for missing my graduation, thought you didn't care." My throat tightens, remembering those grueling shifts to pay her tuition. "I cared, Emily," I say, voice soft but firm. "Always did." She nods, tears glinting. "I'll testify. Tell them about Derek and Holt." My heart lifts, cautious hope blooming. I see her remorse, raw and real, and agree. sensing a chance to reclaim my home. The audience should feel torn, angry at her past complicity, yet hopeful for her redemption. Back in my kitchen, morning light streams through lace curtains, coffee's rich scent filling the air. Henry's there, his gray eyes calm, joined by Agent Paul Carter, badge clipped to his belt. Doctor. Susan Hayes and Mark Reynolds from Social Security sit at my table, their faces serious. Carter's voice is clipped. Holtz confessed Clara implicates a realtor Morton in a fraud ring targeting folks like you. My breath catches, anger spiking at Derek's role in this web. Hayes nods, her pen tapping. Your cognitive tests debunk any claim of incapacity. Reynolds adds, the forged deed's invalid. Henry's hand steadies mine as he files an emergency motion to block Derek's claim, his fingers warm against my cold skin. We're closing in, Carter says, and my resolve hardens, channeled into strategy. The audience should seethe, picturing Derek's betrayal woven into a criminal plot. Evelyn joins us, her silver hair glinting, her voice firm from years teaching beside me. We plan a confrontation at the county fair where Derek's set to announce the house sale. I pull a fair flyer from my bag, noticing Derek's scrawl. Sale speech ready. My pulse quickens, his audacity stoking my fire. My phone rings, Derek's name flashing. I answer, and his voice spits venom. You're a stubborn old fool, Mom. Sign at the fair or I'll drag you out. My jaw clenches, his cruelty cutting deep. I gave him my savings, my years, and he calls me a fool? I'm not signing, Derek, I say, voice steel. He hangs up and I grip the real deed, my eyes fierce. This house is my life, my love, my fight. Evelyn pats my arm, her own reconciled estrangement fueling her support. You're no fool, Clara, she says, and Henry nods, his love steady despite years of hiding from Derek's scorn. Can Emily's guilt outweigh her betrayal? The question lingers as I set the flyer down, my fingers brushing the deed. Coffee steam swirls, fading to the distant hum of fair music. My phone buzzes with Derek's text, sign at the fair or I'll make you leave. My heart pounds. What's his next move? The fair's lights blaze, but Derek's lies burn hotter. I'm ready to fight. I stand at the edge of the Shenandoah County Fair, its twinkling lights casting a glow over carnival rides and cotton candy stalls. The air's thick with the sweet scent of spun sugar and the twang of a bluegrass band strumming on the central stage. Locals in cowboy boots and plaid shirts hum along, their laughter mingling with the crowd's buzz. My hand grips the real deed in my pocket, its paper worn but true, my shield against Derek's forged lie tucked in my other hand, his text. Sign at the fair or I'll make you leave. Echoes, but Emily's promise to testify fuels my courage. I'm done hiding, done hurting. Tonight, I reclaim my home, my worth. The stage lights flare, and Derek climbs up, his broad shoulders squared, his smile forced. The crowd quiets, eyes on him. Folks, he says, voice booming, I'm selling my family's orchard to fund a brighter future. My heart pounds, fury rising at his gall. He's claiming my home, built with Tom's dreams and my sacrifices, as his own. I step forward, my shoes crunching gravel, and raise the forged deed high. This is a lie, Derek, I call, my voice clear, cutting through the music. The crowd hushes, eyes wide, a sea of stunned faces. Derek freezes, his jaw tightening. Mom, sit down, he hisses, but I stand taller, resolve stealing my spine. The audience should feel their blood boil, seeing a son steal his mother's legacy. Emily steps beside me, her face pale, her hands trembling. I was wrong to help him, she says, voice breaking, loud enough for the crowd to hear. Derek paid Dr. Holt $5,000 for that fake deed. Gasps ripple through the fair, murmurs rising like a wave. She pulls out her phone, playing a recording. Derek's voice cold. Morton, get the other properties ready. Mom's is next. The crowd's shock deepens, whispers turning to outrage. I hold up the real deed, pulled from Tom's Bible, dated 1989, my name clear. This is the truth, I say, my voice steady. This house is mine. Emily's eyes meet mine, guilt raw from misjudging my absence at her graduation. Her testimony, a crack in her loyalty to Derek, shifts the battle. The audience should cheer her courage, yet burn at Derek's deceit. Derek's face twists, desperation flashing. "I deserve this house," he shouts, stepping toward me. "You took my childhood, always working." His denial of my sacrifices, years teaching, funding his failed business, stings like a slap. The crowd murmurs, some shaking their heads. I move to the fire pit by the stage, its flames crackling, and hold the forged deed over it. "This lie ends now," I say, dropping it into the fire. The paper curls, blackening, the flames a symbol of my reclaimed home. The crowd gasps, some clapping. Agent Paul Carter steps forward, badge glinting, cuffs in hand. "Derek Thornton, you're under arrest for fraud," he says, voice calm but firm. The cuffs click, sharp in the quiet. Derek pleads, "I deserve it, Mom." But I stand tall, Evelyn cheering softly from the crowd, her own family healing mirrored in my fight. Henry's hand finds mine, his pride warm, no longer hidden. Did I save my home or lose my son? The question cuts as the fire crackles, crowd murmurs fading. Derek in cuffs turns, his eyes desperate. "Mom, meet me at the FBI office," he begs. My heart wavers. Will I go? Derek's eyes plead through the FBI's glass. My son, my betrayer. I stand in the Winchester FBI office, the interrogation room sterile under humming fluorescent lights. The air's thick with stale coffee, a Virginia flag drooping on the wall. My hands clutch my purse, the real deed safe inside. Its truth a quiet victory after burning Derek's forged lie at the fair. The ashes freed my home. But now, facing Derek, mercy might bind our family or break it. His desperate plea, "Meet me at the FBI office," echoes, and my heart wavers. Torn between anger and love. I gave him everything, my savings, my years, and he tried to steal my orchard, yet he's still my boy. The door clicks open, and Agent Paul Carter leads me in. Derek slumps in a metal chair, cuffs glinting, his face haggard. His eyes, once fierce with greed, now beg, voice cracking. "Mom, I'm sorry," he says. "Debts piled up, Emily wanted more, and I thought you owed me." My chest tightens, his words a knife. Owed him? I step closer, my eyes fierce. "I funded your business, Derek," I say, voice low. "Worked double shifts, supported Tom through his illness. All for you." My hands tremble, recounting the nights I went hungry to buy his dreams. Derek's head drops, shoulders shaking. "I was wrong," he mumbles. The audience should feel the weight of his betrayal soften, his brokenness stirring pity, yet demand justice for his cruelty. Carter stands by the one-way mirror, notepad in hand, while David Coleman, the district attorney, sits, his face calm but firm. Emily waits outside, her silhouette visible through the glass, her remorse a lifeline. I draw a breath, resolve steadying me. "I'll show mercy, Derek," I say, "but on my terms." His eyes lift, hopeful. "The house stays mine. You'll go to therapy, face your anger. Emily gets a job, no more lavish dreams, and you cooperate with the FBI." My voice is steel, each condition a reclaiming of my worth. Derek nods, humbled. "I'll do it, Mom," he says, voice raw. Coleman leans forward, pen tapping. "Your leniency could mean probation, Mrs. Thornton," he says. I nod, heart torn but firm. Emily steps in, gripping my hand, her eyes wet. "Thank you, Clara," she whispers, her gratitude sealing her redemption from misjudging my sacrifices. The audience should nod, satisfied by accountability, moved by Clara's compassion. Henry waits in the hall, his gray hair neat, his embrace warm. "You're stronger than I ever knew," he whispers, his pride a balm. We've hidden our love for years, fearing Derek's scorn for Tom, but now Henry stands open, his hand in mine. A weight lifts, my heart cautious but hopeful. I plan a family dinner to test Derek's change, to see if love can mend us. As we leave, my phone buzzes, A text from Derek sent through Carter. "I'm starting therapy, Mom. I'm sorry." My breath catches, a spark of hope amid the ashes of his greed. I gave him my all, and maybe, just maybe, he's finding his way back. The fluorescent hum fades as our car engine starts, the road home stretching before us. Can love mend what greed tore apart? The question lingers as I slip the phone into my purse, the deed's truth a quiet anchor. I send a dinner invite to Derek and Emily, my fingers steady. Will they come? My dining table's set for 4. Will Derek's chair hold his promise? I stand in my dining room, the candlelight casting a warm glow over quilted table runners, the rich aroma of pot roast filling the air. Outside, the Shenandoah Valley orchard sparkles with stars, a quiet beauty that soothes my heart. The family Bible lies open on the sideboard, its truths, Tom's deed, my home, finally shared. Derek's text, apologizing and mentioning therapy, lingers in my mind, a fragile thread of hope after his betrayal at the fair. I fought for this house, poured my love into it, and tonight I'll see if my family can mend. My hands smooth the tablecloth, steady despite the flutter in my chest. The screen door creaks, and Derek steps in, his shoulders hunched, no longer the defiant man who smashed Tom's photo frame. Emily follows, her eyes soft, her smile tentative. They're awkward, polite, like guests in a stranger's home. "Smells good, Mom," Derek says, his voice low, eyes avoiding the repaired frame on the mantel, its glass gleaming anew. I serve the pot roast, noting his softer demeanor, a shift from the man who called me a burden. Emily clears her throat, her fingers fidgeting with a napkin. "I'm interviewing at Henry's law office tomorrow," she says earnest. "A clerk job. I want to make things right." Her gratitude, born of guilt for misjudging my absence at her graduation, warms me. I nod, feeling liberated, my strength shining through the cracks they tried to break. The audience should feel a quiet thrill, seeing accountability take root. Henry sits beside me, his hand finding mine, no longer hidden. I draw a breath, heart racing, and speak. "Derek, Emily, there's something you need to know," I say, my voice clear. "Henry and I have been together for 30 years. Derek stiffens, his fork pausing. "You hid this from Dad?" he mutters, eyes narrowing. I hold his gaze unflinching. I loved Tom, supported him through his illness, but I deserved love too. My words are firm, a truth long buried. Emily squeezes Derek's arm, nodding. "You did, Clara," she says softly. I lean forward, voice steady. "Derek, I'm cutting your financial support. You're on your own now, but I believe in you." He swallows hard, nodding, his face a mix of shame and resolve. The act, symbolic as burning the forged deed, frees me from his greed. The audience should cheer, feeling justice in my boundaries, yet hope in my faith. Henry's eyes gleam with pride, his secrecy shed, our love now open. The meal continues, the clink of forks soft. My phone buzzes and Ethan's face lights up the screen via FaceTime, his grin wide. "Grandma, tell me an orchard story," he says, voice bubbling from college. "I'm visiting tomorrow." His joy, tied to years of my tales about planting trees with Tom, lifts my heart. We laugh, cautious but real, a fragile hope blooming around the table. I feel free. My home truly mine, not just a house, but a life I've earned. As we clear plates, I find Ethan's letter in my mailbox, slipped in earlier, promising a surprise visit. My heart skips, maternal love swelling. The candlelight flickers, fading to morning bird song, the orchard quiet under the stars. Is family what we're born into, or what we choose? The question settles as I stack dishes, hope mingling with peace. A car pulls up outside, tires crunching gravel. Is Ethan here already? The orchard sunrise gilds my porch. I'm home, truly home. I sit on the wraparound porch of my Shenandoah Valley house, the air sweet with apple blossoms, their pink petals catching the first light of dawn. Church bells ring softly in the distance, a gentle hymn floating over the rolling hills of Virginia. My coffee mug warms my hands, steam curling in the cool morning air. The family Bible rests closed on the wicker table, its cracked leather cover no longer a mystery. Its secrets, Tom's deed, my truth, have been told, setting me free from Derek's lies and greed. Ethan's letter, found last night in my mailbox promising a surprise visit, sits beside it, its sloppy handwriting a beacon of hope. At 77, I fought for this house, my sanctuary, built with Tom's dreams and my sacrifices. The battle's over, and I'm liberated, my heart light, ready to live without the shadows of guilt or fear. The orchard stretches before me, rows of apple trees swaying, their leaves rustling like whispers of the past. I think of Tom, my husband, gone 10 years now, his heart giving out in 2014. We bought this place with his inheritance, a promise to grow old together. I kept that promise alone, tending the trees, the house, my memories. I gave up my watercolors, my art to teach school, to support Tom's illness and Derek's dreams. My savings poured into Derek's failed tech startup, my nights lost to double shifts. And Emily, my daughter, who never forgave me for missing her college graduation, not knowing I was working to pay her way. Their betrayal, Derek's forged deed, Emily's complicity, cut deep, but their remorse, Derek's therapy, Emily's job, offers a fragile hope. The audience should feel a quiet joy, seeing my peace after the storm, my strength shining through. Henry steps out, his gray hair catching the sunlight, his hand finding mine. "Morning, Clara," he says, voice warm like the coffee we share. "We'll live here together now, no more hiding." His words settle in my chest, a balm after 30 years of keeping our love secret, fearing Derek's judgment of Tom. I squeeze his hand, my arthritis a dull ache, but my heart feels young. "You've earned this peace," Henry says, his eyes soft. I nod, reflecting on my journey. I gave Derek and Emily my all, my dreams, my nights, my heart. I hid Henry to protect them, to shield Tom's memory, but no more. I'm free to love openly, to live for me. Henry's devotion, his shift from secrecy to openness, mirrors my own liberation. The porch boards creak under us, a familiar sound grounding me in this moment. A car crunches up the gravel drive, and Ethan bounds out, his freckled grin wide, his college sweatshirt wrinkled from the road. "Grandma," he calls, hugging me tight, his warmth like Tom's used to be. He smells of laundry, soap, and youth, his energy lighting up the porch. "Your orchard tales keep me going," he says, voice bubbling. We sit, coffee mug steaming, and he shares stories of his biology classes, his eyes bright. "I want to plant trees here someday like you and Grandpa," he says, pointing to the orchard. My heart swells, his love for my stories. Tales of planting saplings with Tom, of summer harvests, anchoring our bond. Ethan's loyalty never wavered, even when Derek called me a burden, smashed Tom's frame. His presence, a generational thread, reinforces my maternal love. The audience should smile, warmed by his joy, a beacon of hope in a fractured family. I ask about Derek and Emily, my voice cautious. Ethan grins, leaning back. "Dad's therapy's helping, Grandma. He talks about you now, not just the house." He pauses, then adds, "Emily got that job at Henry's office. She's trying hard." I nod, a quiet hope blooming. Derek's therapy, Emily's work at Henry's law firm, their steps toward redemption, small but real. I think of the fair, where I burned Derek's forged deed, its flames cleansing his lies. Emily's testimony, her voice breaking as she admitted her role, shifted everything. Derek's plea, "I deserve it, Mom," still stings, but his text about therapy offers a chance. I gave them my all, and maybe they're finding their way back. The audience should feel a cautious optimism, seeing their progress through Ethan's eyes, my maternal love enduring. Henry refills our mugs, his smile easy, and we talk of plans, repainting the porch, maybe a new apple variety. The orchard's my legacy, Not just a place, but a testament to my strength. I walk its rows alone later, blossoms drifting like snow, the breeze soft against my skin. Tom's memory lingers, a gentle presence in the rustling leaves. I loved him through his illness, worked to keep us afloat, hid my love for Henry to protect our son's view of his father. But this house, this land, is more than wood and earth. It's my heart, my resilience, my home within me. I smile, ready for whatever comes, my journey from hurt to freedom complete. Did I find home in this house, or in myself? The question settles, answered by the peace in my chest as the breeze fades, soft and final. But the crunch of gravel stirs me, another car pulling up. My heart skips, hope flickering. Who's coming now? The gravel crunches again, and my heart leaps. Who's coming now? I stand on my porch, the Shenandoah Valley orchard glowing under the morning sun, apple blossoms drifting like soft promises. The air carries the faint clang of church bells, a reminder of Sunday suppers and community. My coffee mug's warm in my hands, Henry's steady presence beside me, his smile a quiet anchor. The family Bible, closed on the wicker table, no longer holds secrets. Its deed saved my home from Derek's greed. But Ethan's letter, promising a visit, stirs new hope. At 77, I've fought for this house, for my worth, and won. Yet the car pulling up, its engine humming, feels like a new chapter, one I'm ready to write with love, not fear. The car door swings open, and Ethan steps out, his backpack slung over one shoulder, his grin wide as the valley. "Surprise, Grandma," he calls, bounding up the steps, his hugs tight, smelling of college dorms and pine soap. My heart swells, maternal love flooding back. "You're early," I say, laughing, my voice lighter than it's been in weeks. Henry claps Ethan's shoulder, chuckling. "Got room for one more at breakfast?" Ethan nods, eyes on the orchard. "I want to learn about the trees," he says, voice earnest. "Your stories, Grandma. They're why I'm studying biology." His admiration, rooted in years of my tales about planting with Tom, grounds me. The audience should feel warmed, seeing this generational bond bloom. We sit at the kitchen table, pancakes steaming, syrup dripping. Ethan talks of his dream to start an orchard project, preserving heirloom apples. "You and Grandpa built this," he says, pointing outside. "I want to carry it on." My chest tightens, pride mixing with memories of Tom's hands in the soil, my sacrifices to keep this land. Derek and Emily, mentioned in Ethan's chatter, are progressing. Therapy for him, a job for her. But a text from Derek interrupts. "Can we talk soon, Mom?" My fingers pause, hope cautious. His therapy's a start, but his betrayal, calling me a burden, smashing Tom's frame, lingers. I gave him my all, yet he tried to take my home. Can he truly change? Henry pours more coffee, his eyes meeting mine. "You've given them a chance, Clara," he says softly. "Now live for you." His love, once hidden to spare Derek's judgment, is open now, a commitment that frees me. I nod, resolve firm. This orchard's my legacy, but so is my strength. I glance at the Bible, its truths told, and feel peace. Is my legacy the land or the love I've sown? The question hums as Ethan laughs, syrup on his chin. A knock at the door startles me, sharp and quick. Who's here now? The knock at the door startles me. Who's here now? I pause on the porch, the Shenandoah Valley orchard shimmering in the midday sun, apple blossoms drifting like soft apologies. The scent of fresh-cut grass mingles with the coffee in my mug, its warmth grounding me. Ethan's laughter from the kitchen, where he's flipping pancakes with Henry, echoes through the screen door. The family Bible, closed beside me, holds no more secrets. Its deed my victory over Derek's greed. His text, "Can we talk soon, Mom?" sits heavy on my phone, a fragile thread of hope. At 77, I've reclaimed my home, my worth. But this knock feels like a test, a new page in our story. I open the door, and Emily stands there, her face softer than at the fair, her hands twisting a scarf. "Clara," she says, voice low, "I needed to see you." My heart skips, cautious but open. I gesture to the porch chairs, and we sit. The orchards hum a quiet backdrop. "I got the job at Henry's office," she says, eyes meeting mine. "And I'm sorry, truly, for pushing Derek, for misjudging you." Her guilt, tied to my absence at her graduation, spills out raw and honest. "You worked so hard for us," she adds, voice breaking. I nod, my throat tight, remembering those nights scraping pennies for her tuition. Maternal love stirs, forgiving but firm. The audience should feel moved, seeing Emily's redemption take root, yet mindful of her past betrayal. Ethan pokes his head out, grinning. "Hey, Aunt Emily," he calls, then ducks back to Henry, their chatter about apple grafts drifting through. Emily smiles, a real one, and I feel hope, like a seedling breaking soil. "Derek's therapy's changing him," she says. "He talks about you, not the house." I lean back, the chair creaking, and think of Derek's cruelty, calling me a burden, smashing Tom's frame. His therapy's a start, but trust is hard won. "I want to believe him," I say, voice steady, "but actions matter more." Emily nods, her scarf twisting tighter. "I'll prove it too," she says, a promise that echoes my own resolve to redefine family. Henry steps out, his hand brushing my shoulder, his love open now, no longer hidden to spare Derek's judgment of Tom. "You're building something new, Clara," he says, his voice warm. I glance at the orchard, its trees my legacy, planted with Tom's hands and mine. This fight wasn't just for the house, it was for me, for the love I've sown. Is family rebuilt on promises or proof? The question lingers as Emily stands, her eyes hopeful. A text pings on my phone, Derek's name flashing. "I'm coming tomorrow, Mom." My pulse quickens. Is he ready to face me? As I sit on my porch, watching the Shenandoah Valley's apple blossoms drift, I feel the peace of a home reclaimed, my heart no longer shadowed by Derek's betrayal. My journey, fighting for my orchard, forgiving Emily, and opening my heart to love with Henry, taught me that family isn't just born, it's chosen through forgiveness and hope. In life, as long as we hold space for love, even broken bonds can mend, like roots finding soil after a storm. Ethan's laughter, echoing from the kitchen, reminds me that our stories, shared across generations, are what keep us whole. For every tear shed, there's a lesson in compassion, a chance to rebuild stronger. If this story touched you, please share your own family memories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Your voice matters, and together, we can keep these stories alive.